Dude, this would have been so much easier to just ask Ty. Benji grumbled. I'm a dumbass, I know. I fiddled with my tie. Just look for a brown-haired guy in a black suit with a teal tie. He says he's waiting by the valet. I closed the CCC app after reading the escort's message and replying that I was pulling up. Benji made one pass, circled the block, and pulled into the valet line. Why does that guy right there look exactly like your boyfriend, but also match the description of your escort perfectly? Benji, who said he'd simply drop me off and wait for a text that all was good, climbed from the car and handed the valet his keys. I scrambled from the passenger side, my heart beating erratically and my head frantically attempting to connect the dots and fit together pieces of a puzzle, but I was completely lost. Ty stood by the valet with an oh shit look on his face, his dress coat draped over his arm. Brown hair? Check. Black suit? Check. Teal tie? Check. Why was my boyfriend posing as my escort? Or was my escort posing as my boyfriend? What the actual fuck was going on? Ty? What's going on? Benji reached him first and shuttled Ty to the corner of the building. Are you hooked 317? Ty ignored Benji's question and looked at me. When I nodded, still not completely putting all of the pieces together, Ty closed his eyes and sighed. Shit. We walked to a small open patio area. Fuck, this is not how I expected to tell you this, either of you. He pinched the bridge of his nose. Shit, you can't tell Reese. Ty looked directly at Benji. Right now, I have no clue what I'd even be telling him. You're a grown man, so as long as you're not in any danger or need some kind of help, I'll stay out of it. But I've got to say I'm all kinds of confused right now. Benji crossed his arms over his chest. Ty glanced my way. Was that a look of anger? Fear? Defiance? Resignation? I couldn't tell. Can I give you the quick version? Ty asked Benji. Then I can give Vic the time he deserves. Benji nodded. I work for an escort service. It's completely professional. It involves no physical intimacy. It's safe. Ty spoke fast and gave Benji a look that begged him to take the explanation and leave. Benji's eyes bugged as my head spun. He looked my way. You good to get home? Sounds like you two have some chatting to do. I swallowed and nodded. My fucking boyfriend was an escort? My boyfriend was a fucking escort? He was paid to take men out? How many men had he been with the whole time he was with me? Part of me wanted to slap myself silly for the thoughts, but the piece of me that still hurt over Alejandro's betrayal was going strong and creating damning, painful stories that filled my head and made my heart hurt. Benji slapped Ty on the shoulder. I won't tell Reese. Yet. But if you don't tell him soon, I'll have to. We don't keep secrets. Doesn't sound like it's much of anything to keep a secret. Benji gave me a pointed look before he left. Vic, I'm sorry you found out this way. Ty reached for my hand. I shoved my hands in my pocket. Sorry I found out this way, or just sorry I found out at all? I knew my words had a nasty, blaming tone. Ty blanched. I was going to tell you about this job, but the other day was so great I just got distracted. So when we agreed to be exclusive and boyfriends, you didn't think that maybe you should inform your new boyfriend that you get paid to go out with other men? My stomach churned, and I hated the way I was lashing out, but the past hurts handed to me by Alejandro's infidelity continued to scream through my head. Ty scowled. Now wait just a second. He glanced around and lowered his voice. If we're going to start pointing fingers and placing blame, let's be clear that you hired an escort. I can check specifics, but I'm pretty sure you requested an escort just over a week ago, definitely within the time frame of us knowing each other and spending time together. Why an escort instead of asking me? Am I good enough for drinks at an arcade and some long overdue sex, but not good enough for a $500 a plate charity event? He stepped closer and pointed a finger at my chest. Just so you know, I was invited to this by my mother. I'm part of this crowd by association, whether I like it or not. So if you were worried your pathetic little hairstylist boy toy couldn't keep up with this group, you were very wrong. In fact, I was chosen as your escort because I very much can play the part needed for events like this.